hashtag IN8K. So IN8K is myself, of course. My name is Nathan. My nickname is Nate. So I spell Nate N8, and I spell all of the words that have ATE or ATION, like domination, for instance. Domination, I would spell it DOMIN8ION, or nation, and instead of NATION, I would spell it N8ION. So stuff like that. I like to do that. I type stuff out like that. I also put capital N's after lowercase i's. I ensure that if there's a word, like let's say intentional or invention, I would put I and lowercase I and then capital N. So that's because it, of course, that's one of my original gamer tags, or my original gamer tag on Xbox Live. So, yeah. The cool thing about when I made that gamer tag is I made it not knowing that Grand Theft Auto 5 Online, which I was playing on Xbox Live at the time on the Xbox 360 when I made that particular gamer tag, because you can change your gamer tag, change the name of it anytime you want, type of deal. So at one point I thought, okay, let's just make it IN8K, short and sweet. You can make it a short hashtag. It's perfect, and it's a definition of me. It defines me. So I'm like, cool. I made it like that, and then boom. I eventually realized that sorry, I'll just wait for this helicopter to pass. So I eventually realized that, or noticed that, the highest rank in Grand Theft Auto 5 Online is, or was and is, 8,000. So I was like, whoa, not only do I have a short four character gamer tag, IN8K, but it also coincides with Rockstar Games game, Grand Theft Auto 5 Online, and particularly their, or specifically whatever, towards their highest rank, because IN8K, and I did that without knowing that they were gonna put their highest rank as 8,000. So I'm like, whoa, okay, so maybe they know about me or something. Maybe I'm like underground famous or something. Like, holy moly, like what's going on here? Huh, gee willikers. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I just thought that was pretty cool. Cool coincidence, right? So, just hashtag IN8K is me. It's my gamer tag. It was my gamer tag until Xbox enforcement wrongfully permanently suspended me for speaking my English language, sometimes poorly. Eventually, after, they say, 7 years or something like that, they had to permanently suspend me. Yeah, no, a lot of those suspensions that I got were because I was playing music. So they built up a permanent suspension because a guy that was speaking his English language and playing music. And anyways, I'll tell you my quick opinion of why they shouldn't have permanently suspended me. Well, one reason is, the American version of the English language is filled with bad words. Now compare that to, let's say, I don't know, let's just say a random country. We'll just say Nigeria. Let's say their language is still in development. I don't know anything about Nigeria. I feel like it's a fairly developed civilization, and they have a fairly complex language. But my point is that most of these other countries out there probably don't have any swear words, or they have a very small amount of swear words. So that means, by default, me as an American, and the way that I was brought up, you know, swear words weren't always welcomed, but they weren't always like, you know, it's common. It's you play some Call of Duty, you get mad, you're like, oh, I did better, you didn't do better, blah 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 blah, and you start saying some swear words at each other and insults, right? So the American English language by default makes me have less of an opportunity. Yeah, I should bite my tongue, yeah, I shouldn't be insulting or threatening, but yeah, the World Wide Web is so big, yet Microsoft has so much control over people who use Xbox Live. I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like a sourpuss or whatnot. I don't know. Or sound. I don't know. I don't know if that word's appropriate. That's kind of inappropriate, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. So yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to demean them, but it's not fair. That's one example. And yeah, so by default, other countries with less swear words or no swear words, they have a better opportunity on Microsoft Xbox Live than I do. And I'm, you know, not to be like, oh, this is my land, this is my business, this is my country. But if I'm from America and also Microsoft is from America, but they're giving a better opportunity to somebody from overseas, nothing wrong with that. But seems a little suspicious. And then, you know, so here's I have two other reasons, I believe. I'm trying to think of them. It might be a little difficult for me for one of them, but I know. So if you go check out, oh, okay, I know now. So if you go check out the comment section right now, if you go check out comment sections right now, all over Xbox Live, all over the different clips and different clubs and different stuff like that, you can see people are saying swear words, they're insulting each other, they're insulting the video games or the video game developers, and there's people saying some cruel, nasty stuff, and it's either not getting reported or it's not getting addressed by the Xbox enforcement. But my personal private communications are still to this day on my new gamer tag INN8K getting me banned. They're getting me banned. And some of it's even just me copying and pasting using a keyboard, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I'm not spamming, I'm sharing, I'm communicating, and they're giving me an opportunity per message to type 500 characters. So if I have that opportunity, and you know, back on the Xbox 360, I contacted Xbox support. I asked them, how many messages can I send in a day? Because you guys, I think at one point they stopped me from sending. They told me I couldn't send any more messages for the day, and that happened. And I'm like, you know, I'm just trying to reach out to a bunch of Grand Theft Auto gamers. You can have 15 people per session at that time, and on the Xbox 360. So I'm like, you know, what's going on with that? They said, they replied, they let me know that you can only send 1,000 messages a day. So now I'm pretty sure it's unlimited for the most part, depending on what you're sending out there. And so Jack, over here, we're gonna come back this way. Jack. So that's another example, is like, go look at all of the comment sections of the Xbox One. Hey, this way, bud. Jack, this way. So I've repeated this to people so many times, and I've told Xbox support and Microsoft support how I feel about this. I've told them these particular 3 opinions, or prime examples of why I shouldn't have been permanently suspended. And so yeah, just go look at all the comment sections, and those people are essentially getting away with murder, but I can't even copy and paste things or something, you know. And then they're banning me recently for sharing links, but they're giving us the opportunity to share links. If you type www.typeoutthewebsite.com/whatever it is, particularly geared towards you, if it's your site or whatnot, whatever it is, they banned me for sharing my YouTube channel. I'm like, what? Like, you gave us, like, recently in the past year, they gave us an update where if you type www. It'll actually be a message that you can select, and it'll be a link that will open in the Microsoft Edge browser on the Xbox One console. And so if you give us that opportunity, but then tell us don't share links, you're banned for it, then that's kind of, you're telling us to use features, but then or giving us the opportunity to use features, but then slapping our wrist for it, slapping our hand for it. Don't give us the option and then tell us that's a no-no. That doesn't make sense. So, but going back to the whole thing is like, go look at all the comment sections. You know, people are getting away with murder out there. You know, I can't even essentially say hi sometimes, it seems like. So here's the third reason why they shouldn't have permanently suspended me. I play a game, and I was playing a game called Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. And this has turned into essentially a war simulator. And even back on the Xbox 360, when some of the trash talking was happening that I was engaging with, I'm playing a game, which is I was playing games like Call of Duty and whatever else, you know. And so, but mainly I got into Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. And so over time, I get a higher rank. I start growing my following a little bit. I started growing my following a little bit more often. I mean, I started to grow my Xbox Live account following a little bit more on the Xbox One, but on the Xbox 360, I was grinding. I was level 594, I believe, before I transferred to the Xbox One. But then eventually, I got permanently suspended once I got to level 1083, out of a total of 8,000 ranks, of course. So I was on my way to 8,000. They stopped me at 1083. I lost rights to most of my digital purchases, like movies and TV shows and all that. So, but yeah, going back to the whole war simulator, Grand Theft Auto 5, I bought a Hydra on the Xbox 360, which is a jet, and it's basically half helicopter and half jet. Like, it has hover mode, so it's like half helicopter and half jet. So I was flying around, and you know, anyways, sometimes I get in arguments, trash talking people and stuff. But it's natural for you to go to war with people, right? If you're virtually going to war with people, eventually things are going to get aggressive, very aggressive. And then people want to get overly competitive and say 1-0, 2-0, I killed you, and then them and their friends gang up on you. And then essentially that's, if people remember your gamer tag and they target you every time they see you in a free mode session, that's like stalking, cyber terrorism. So one guy comes after me, his friends learn about me, they're all like, oh, look at his high rank, he thinks he's something else, or whatever they think, right? And then they come after me every time they see me. So they can, those type of people, here's another, let's say this is a fourth example. Those type of people stalk me, target me, terrorize me, and grief me. And they get away with that, right? Essentially virtual terrorism. But I can't call those people out. So a lot of the times I would be trash talking against those griefers, aka cyber terrorists, aka I like to call them free mode warriors. And yeah, they would come after me all the time, groups of them. And if, you know, 1 to 5 people at the same time, and I had to fight them or quit. And they would get in jets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people all at once, getting in jets, coming at me when I spawn, continuously coming at me, forcing me to either enable passive mode, quit the session, quit the game, or fight. So sometimes I would trash talk these people, and they would send me like they would send me like salt emojis, or they would say like, I don't think emojis was a thing. Yeah, emojis wasn't a thing back on the Xbox 360 yet. The emoji feature came on the Xbox One. So anyways, these people would be like, salty, ? They would type salty, ? Because I'd be like, 1 versus 1, or I'd challenge them, or I'd be like, what's up? Can we fair fight? Do you want to fight 1-on-1? Like, why are you guys ganging up on me? Like, type of deal. Like, so I'm confronting people that are essentially toxic. They're murderous. They're not there for the greater good of Xbox Live. They're getting away with cyber terrorism. But then I get into a little bit of trash talking, and oh no. You know, I'm generally going after the bad, and I'm fairly good. I'm a mission grinder. I'm leveling up. I'm getting up. You know, like I said, I got to 594 or something like that before I transferred to the Xbox One, and then I got myself up to 1083. So that's the story of my permanent suspension. I didn't expect to go into that, but that's the story of it, and also my response to it. You know, essentially over time I thought about all of these 4 different things that I just mentioned, and I thought, like, yeah, these are good points, and they should definitely reconsider the permanent suspension that they placed on my account. But they don't care. They really don't care. You know, I didn't think of all these ideas and put them in a case review, because they give you an opportunity to give a case review. And immediately when I did a case review, I was just like, I'm not trying for this. If you guys are permanently suspending me, cool beans. Like, I'm not going to sit here and fight. I'm cool. Oh, I said, well, if that's how you feel, then that's how it is. Essentially, that's what I said. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, please, please, please give me my account back. Nah, dude. You want to control my account? You want to control my communications? All good. I hear a class action lawsuit coming. But, I mean, how many class action lawsuits has Microsoft faced? At least 1 or 2 that I know of. But, you know, I don't want to take it to a whole nother level like that, but they took it to a whole nother level by discriminating against me. That's what it seems like, you know. So, and that's another thing that could have happened. You know, here's a 5th potential reason I could have got targeted by Xbox enforcement. You know, it's like, there's a few different reasons, right? There's, my gamer tag was IN8K. That gives away my first name. You know most likely I'm an American when my name is Nate. Also, I know that there's other races with the name Nate or Nathan or Nathaniel, but I would assume that it's mostly white and a mixture of, and also a mixture of black people. You know, maybe Hispanic and Asian too, but for the most part, it seems like it's a white name. It seems like it came. Anyways, yeah, I don't want to sound racist. I'm not. But it seems like it came as an American name, mainly from the white race, to try to say it more thoroughly. And so, hypothetically, if the Xbox enforcement team keeps on putting communication suspensions on me and banning me for a week or 2 weeks or however long it was, or a month. I think a lot of the times it was a month back on the Xbox 360 and stuff like that. So, and some of the times it was for me playing music. I would love to share music and play music, and sometimes, yeah, it's disruptive, but there is a mute button too. But anyways, hypothetically, Xbox enforcement could be like, oh, this is a white male, or, oh, this is a male. If my name is Nate, I'm most likely a male. So maybe there's a female, or maybe there's a male in Xbox enforcement that's like, I don't like white men, or I don't like people named Nate. And then there's religious ties to, like, there's a biblical definition, that, like, the biblical definition of my name, Nathan, or Nathaniel, or Nate, or Nathan, it's the biblical definition of Nathan or Nathaniel, or both of them combined, right, is gift of God. And I'm not religious, but if that's the case, then let's say hypothetically there's another religion or another religious person within the Xbox enforcement team that's like, okay, he might be Christian, he might be Catholic, I don't like him, ban. Yeah, I'm sure they keep a good eye on their employees, and some of that type of ideology, or some of that might have not been the case, but it's a possibility. And I even told them over the phone, I told them through chat communication, through chat support. You know, I told Xbox support through phone support calls and chat support. And I think, you know, I told them that very close to my permanent suspension, like before. Like, I told them, like, okay, well, I keep getting these suspensions, guys. I think I got the Xbox One, and then eventually after a few suspensions on IN8K, I'm like, you know, guys, like, it seems a little absurd. I keep getting suspended. I mean, yeah, I'm not innocent entirely. I sent out some bad words and trash talk. But if there's potential discrimination like that, like I said, somebody might not like my gender, somebody might not like my potential religion, somebody might not like my name. They can assume that I'm an American because of my name. or they can assume my religion or my race. So if those employees have so much power, the Xbox enforcement employees have so much power, which I don't think they should, I guess. We're all learning and we're all growing with technology, but at the end of the day, I don't think that was called for. What else? What else could be a potential form of discrimination on me? I think that covers it, I guess, but whatever else. I mean, it's like, oh, this guy already has a criminal record on our Xbox platform. Let's keep pinning it on him. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, what's going on? Like, governmental stuff, like the governmental people or law enforcement, real life law enforcement people that potentially don't like me or my family are like, okay, let's communicate with Xbox enforcement and ensure that he's getting it. And that's another way that could happen. Like, it's like white collar crime. I feel like it's a white collar crime, and I didn't deserve it. Like, they unprofessionally conducted a white collar crime. I don't think unprofessionally is a word, but regardless, they potentially committed a white collar crime by permanently suspending me, and yeah, that's not cool. It's not fair. Nobody deserves that. But of course, I wasn't fully innocent. But over time, like I said, like, there's music involved, there's, you know, and then those 4 or 5 other reasons I just mentioned where it's like other people are flying right by because of their different language or different country or origin of country. Or maybe they have ties to Microsoft or Xbox and then they never get banned. Like, or how about the Xbox and Microsoft employees? Do they ever get banned? Do they, you know? So, anyways, I feel like I covered everything. Hashtag IN8K. Hashtag INN8K. Originally, my gamer tag was IN8K. And I just explained why it's not anymore. I still have the account. I don't want to delete it permanently because I didn't deserve this permanent suspension, so I'm holding on to it until a class action lawsuit happens. And my new gamer tag is on Xbox Live is INN8K. And I play Xbox Live daily. I'm on Grand Theft Auto 5 online. I play a few other games. I won't even mention them. You'll see. I've been streaming them for some years now. I've been playing a variety of games for some years now. I've been streaming consistently for the past year, maybe 2 years. Regardless if I was streaming or not, I was definitely creating videos. But as of lately, the past year or 2, I've been streaming a lot. And because I got a decent computer and I could use my capture card now. I got an Elgato HD60S capture card, and so I have it's a cheap computer, but it still works, it still streams in 720p. I'd prefer to stream in 1080p, but I need a better computer, and so, yeah, I'm still fighting though. I'm level 906 now, so I'd be rank 2000 in Grand Theft Auto Online, and I've done the calculations, and I would have earned so far a total of $1.5 billion if you were to combine both of those accounts. Rank 2000 and I would have earned overall I would have earned a total of $1.5 billion. So therefore I am a billionaire, and even regardless, even minus the old IN8K, my old gamertag IN8K, I'm already 906, and I have about 160 days played, and I've earned a total of about 900 million. So I just need another 100 million, and I'll already be at $1 billion by myself as it is, with 160 days and at rank 906. So it's like, I'm not sweating these people all that much, but I mean, I'm struggling, right? I'm struggling in real life. I'm struggling on that game because I'm trying to catch back up. I want to get to 8,000 before everyone, man, but I can't now. And you want to know why? Because of corruption. You know, direct and indirect corruption, white collar criminal activity, brought to you by Microsoft, Xbox, Xbox enforcement, or like, who was it? Who is it? Who's the group of people? You know, so at the end of the day, bite your tongue, man. Here's I'll say this one last thing. I've learned with the new emoji system on Xbox Live that you could just share the cookie emoji and then a question mark after it. If anybody says anything bad, or if anybody bothers you, or whatever, you know, for the most part, if someone's trying to argue with you or fight with you, just put the cookie emoji, the chocolate chip cookie emoji, and then a question mark after it. Like, cookie? Like, you think you're so cool? Here's a cookie, question mark. You want a cookie? And then if they're like, what? You just be like, I'm selling Boy Scout cookies. And then send them your Cash App, your Patreon, and your Streamlabs. No, I'm just joking, but yeah. Seriously though, don't get suckered into trash talking. Just send a cookie question mark, cookie emoji question mark. Or just use a keyboard. Plug in a keyboard to the front of your console and just start using text communications compared to using a microphone. It's a lot more efficient. I've learned. I've adapted. I've already, way before all this, I was playing World of Warcraft and I knew how to type 60 words per minute. So I was already ready to type. I was already ready to communicate through text. So the transition was nothing to me. But I'm not going to use a microphone if everyone's going to be, you know, there's, not everyone, but if there's going to be a lot of people with disruptive microphones that are not good and it's like noisy and annoying, like echoes and screeches and pops and clicks and it's so annoying to have to deal with that. Hey sir, could you please turn the fan away from your microphone? Could you mute your microphone when you're not using it because it's buzzing? So it's like, and it's crazy how gamers are getting scammed out of, hey, no, get up. Trying to get his harness dirty. Hell no. So yeah, excuse my French again. So it's crazy how gamers are getting scammed out of microphones like that. Like, I mean, you could get a good Turtle Beach microphone for like 60, you know, even 30, like maybe like 40 to, I'd say maybe even 30, between $30 to $100, you could get a decent Turtle Beach microphone. So it's like, I don't understand, but regardless, all the other under par ones or whatnot, they're making all those noises, the echoing and the buzzing and the screeching and the popping. So I don't understand that. And so it's technology should be way better by now. Every piece of it. Like, so not to be all like critical, but so yeah, just transition into using a keyboard. Specifically, I'm using the K55 Corsair keyboard, and it has 6 macro keys. These 6 macro keys will type out, up to about 43 characters at once for you. So you can just press one key and it'll type stuff out for you, about 1 to 3 sentences, up to about 43 characters. And so you don't have to repeat yourself vocally, and you can just keep hitting a certain key. Like if someone says, how did you get that outfit, or how did you get that hat, you could have a key set to where it's like, oh, well, I got it from the clothes store at the so, you know, I mean, that's just a quick example. Yeah, so transition to using a keyboard, it's really fun, it's really nice. It's less hectic. You don't have to worry about so many people talking in your ear at once, or maybe trash talkers, or like I said, disruptive microphones. So yeah, that's hashtag IN8K and kind of some of the past, let's say 7, maybe like some of the past like 7 years or so. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out on the Xbox 360 back, I think it was 2013 or 2014, so give or take whatever it is. It's been 6 or 7 years, and I'm still grinding, man. Still trying to catch up, essentially, but at the end of the day, I'm still stopping and slowing down and helping and sharing, and you know, I'm always willing to share. I tell people about the Double Money and Double RP events and stuff like that. I'll type out www. That's an example you could use for if you were to get that keyboard. It's only $50 at Walmart. You could tell people it's $50 at Walmart, or you could get it from their site, Corsair.com. It's called the K55. That's the version of the keyboard, and it's a light up keyboard and everything. So there's 6 macro keys, and so how you could use one of those keys is you could inform others, like other Grand Theft Auto 5 online players, of the Double Money and Double RP events. Because if you go to www.socialclub.rockstargames.com/events, I might have said the wrong link, but I believe so, /events. You go there, and it tells you every week what they're doing for double money, double RP, and doing discounts for vehicles, aircraft, etc., properties. And so if you want to be informative for fellow Grand Theft Auto 5 players and be quick about it, and buy that K55 keyboard, K55 Corsair keyboard. I got it from my local Walmart for $50, or like I said, you can get it from their website, Corsair.com. Best $50 I've ever spent. I got it in I think 2000. I got it on my birthday in 2018. I believe it was, yeah, my birthday of 2018, I believe. And ever since then, I've loved it. And so, yeah, set your macro key to say www.socialclub.rockstargames.com/events, and people that you play with will be like, whoa, I didn't know about that. I kind of just see it on the loading screen. And so, yeah, you can be informative and not have to repeat yourself and not have to spend so much time typing it out or vocalizing it. And then boom, you're gonna be like one of the most informative people on Grand Theft Auto Online. And regardless, you don't need no trophy for that. Just keep doing it, keep grinding, and keep helping others grind and learning. Because not everyone's, let's say, not everyone's not everyone's just gonna find out like, oh, let's go to socialclub.rockstargames.com/events. So, yeah, hashtag IN8K, hashtag INN8K. Those are my gamer tags on Xbox Live. I no longer have access to IN8K, but I do, but it's permanently suspended, so I don't. So add me on INN8K. I play Grand Theft Auto and a few other games, and we could get together and talk or game it up. And I prefer text, so most likely I won't use my microphone, so we could chat through text for the most part. And yeah, I plan to get to level or rank 8,000. So feel free to join the journey with me, and we'll have some fun. I even have like a Cyclops outfit now too. I have all 12 of them. There's a total of 12 Cyclops outfits. I bought all 12. Each one cost $300,000, and I ended up paying $3.6 million for all of them. So, but yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, I'll say it one more time. My gamer tag on Xbox Live is INN8K, and I play Grand Theft Auto 5 online and some other games as well. So feel free to add me as a favorite and add me to your home, and we'll get together, play some games, chat it up, and that's it. Thank you for tuning in the visualization.